So welcome to Healing Meditation, and Priscilla, Amy and Sherry, you're very welcome to be here. Glad you're able to make it. So my mind is a little bit in other places, so I'm going to trust the focus comes. The first part of this is the check-in round, where we say a couple of sentences about how we are, how we're feeling right now. And that first part is about coming into the present, how we are right now, which might be different from how we were in the morning, but how we are right now. The second stage then is the deeper share, where we open ourselves a bit more. And this is the stage in which, if we can express something we feel strongly about, we'll get more benefit from this work. And you can express anything, is ultimately on offer. It's your time to express whatever you want. Saying that, there's also some guides which I can give, and I'll remind you about them in a few minutes when we start the second stage. The third stage then is a response from me from a point of view of meditation and healing. That might involve a guided meditation. It might involve something else as well. There are different choices that we can make then. And the fourth stage is to close and to sign off. So these are the four stages in the process. So let's start then with the first stage. A couple of sentences about how you are right now. Hi, Amy here from Indiana. I'm feeling pretty good right now, ready for another day, and thankful I'm still here. Thank you, Amy. From Sherry, I've had a wonderful massage, so doing well.
Hi all. I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day out, and that has lifted my spirits.
Thank you, Priscilla. And I include myself too. Yeah, I've gotten some things good today. It didn't start off very well, but I was really doing a lot of small choices, and I find that helps me on days when I wake up and feel a bit depressed. It really helps to put me on a different level. So I'm feeling pretty good. A bit busy, but pretty good. So the second stage then, which I'll finish the introduction of, and then I'll turn off recording. Second stage is deeper share, is really about digging a bit deeper into ourselves and expressing what we feel more strongly about. This can be talking about our motivation for healing, can be talking about our losses, can be talking about our dreams, can be talking about the challenges that we're experiencing now. We can talk about ourselves in terms of how we are physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally, and in a profound way, or in any other way that is valuable to you. It's your time. We're here to listen to you. So use this time to be heard. One of the things that I think happens to us with this illness is that we experience our shadow more. Before the illness, when it was easy for us to act and to do things, to be mobile and interact and communicate and go places and do whatever. And when that's taken away, we're left with things which are more unclear. We're left without, it's like being undressed, you know, it's like being a bit naked. All of a sudden, you know, we're seeing things and experiencing ourselves in ways which are very difficult for us to manage, for us to handle. In the past, we were able to do other things or have other conversations. So we weren't forced to notice this. We could just put on some clothes and some makeup and change how we felt, but it was more superficial. And so now that goes with this illness, that capacity. And on one side of it is that it's a horrific challenge. It's a horrific losses. But we're also here to face that and to realize that it's not just horrific and that our dark days aren't our only days. And that it's possible that even in our dark days, in our darkness, we can find some light. Maybe not to dispel all our darkness, but to know that it's not just dark. It's not just one thing or the other. And when we can recognize some of our light, which sometimes we do because we recognize it in other people. And if we recognize the light in somebody else, that's because we have it in ourselves. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to. Even people who are genuinely very dark, abusive people, damaging people, even they have some light in them, though it's more covered over. But we're recognizing the light in others. It's because we have the light in ourselves. What we're recognizing is a reflection of something which is clearer in other people. And I have people that I recognize their light, and that shines brightly to me. And it's a gift to have that and to bask in that light. And if we really look deeply into that light, it's not really about the other person. It's about something which shines through them. It's not about their personality. It's not about their name or their sex or their race or age or religion or whatever. It's not about those details. It's about something which is deeper than that. And that's the thing we can really focus on. Something invisible to it. That's the part that we have the possibility of leaning into, of surrendering to. It's not surrendering to the person, it's surrendering to the light which comes through that person. Because that light is beyond the person, it's not the person. And if recognizing the light in ourselves is too difficult, we can imagine the light of the universe, of existence, of nature, or whatever it is that uplifts us in that special way. That light which inspired us, irrespective of the source, just to connect with that. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a moment because I want you to do something with it. So first, of course, I want you to feel that connection. The connection can be distant or close. That doesn't matter. But just acknowledge that the connection is here somewhere. And that's enough. I want you to imagine, and we're going to use the ability of unlimited imagination. So we can imagine impossible things, and in the imaginary world, they have reality. I want you to imagine all the people that you've come across, that you've met in your life, which had some warm presence, some light to them. You don't have to imagine them as each individual one. And just imagine them all collectively. That the light that you met in them, that you recognized in them, that you felt in them, that light is shining on you and in you right now. And as you're imagining that, to breathe that light in. No matter whether people were good or bad, it's just all of those people that you experienced some of their brightness. You recognized it. So breathe the light that they are now shining on you. And in this place of unlimited imagination, they are only able to shine light. There's nothing else that they are able to do in this place. So you're receiving their light. And we're going to move it up a notch and expand this group of light givers and include the people that we haven't met. Include historical figures that we know of. Include historical figures that we don't know of. Is it possible that in this place of unlimited imagination, we can imagine everyone whose light was a beacon of hope and clarity, of love, of compassion, that all their light is available and is shining on us. Our light is shining in our darker places. We don't have to worry about what that light shines on. And that light shines on our darker places. Those darker places start to transform, like the seeds in spring start to grow. We can include guides and spirits and gods and God and all kinds of beings. We can open up this place, our inner place, to receive their light. feel the relief. Because we don't have to prove our worthiness. All we have to do is step by step let that light in. Let that love in. And let it touch us. Let it warm our coldness. Let it hug our depression. Embrace our anxiety. Be compassionate to our anger. That light which doesn't demand anything from us, but gives because that is its nature. Move towards that light, no matter how big it is or how small it is, how close or far. Lean towards that light. If we feel some resistance, we can ask ourselves if we're willing to let a bit more light in, if we're willing to surrender a little bit to that light. I'll be silent for 2 or 3 minutes and just ask you to continue working with this light. Accepting darkness where we find it and letting the light in where we can. We'll come back then. We'll come back now. We'll do a checkout.
I can start. I feel that I always come to class with a grievance, but I leave with a new perspective and feel much lighter. Thank you.
Welcome. Amy, wonderful class. Thank you. Welcome. For me, I actually find the light challenging. It's uplifting. I also find it kind of challenges my habits. You know, and what challenges in a good way. Yeah, so it is good. And maybe we can do a favorite historical figure, or I can be an imaginary figure. I don't really care. But a figure or a person that we've found inspiring. Yeah, let's check out on that. For me, I'll give my my figure. It is actually a historical figure, and it's a Ramana Maharaji, and yeah, if I read his words, my mind kind of stops. There's for me, there's just so much, yeah, light and truth is available through him, and that's just the way it is. I just accept that. So I'll read a little bit or listen to a little bit of him later tonight, and with that, I check out.
Well, I have one that's very different. It's have Dr. Franklin Roosevelt. I admire what he did for the country, and also that he lost his legs to polio. But he just kept going. So I'll check out with that.
Right. Amy, White Eagle, someone who lived in the light, an American Indian. Thank you, Amy. And thanks for being here today. So we're all checking out with the light and with some inspiration. And I wish you the best of week, best that I can. And hopefully see you all next Tuesday, I guess, Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, have a great week.